Basically, watch me cake my face to go to my place of employment. So I just got out of the shower and I washed my face. My face is bone dry right now. Usually on my face I use an unscented lotion. I honestly just use the Aldi one, the oatmeal body lotion. I used to use the Aveeno one, but this is like the Aldi version of it and it's cheaper and it does the same thing. So I'm just gonna go in right with that. So I washed my face, I dried my face, put on some lip balm. I don't have any moisturizer on or anything, so my skin is pretty dry. Let me just start putting on this moisturizer real quick. So for my face primer, I'm going to be using the Mehron Velvet Finish Smoothing Primer. With the foundation that I use, which is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, I find that this works really well. Since this is silicone based and that foundation is also silicone based, they just work really well together. I didn't like that foundation initially because I was using it with different primers like Power Grip and it was separating really bad, so I thought it was the foundation, but sometimes it can be your primer. And I also didn't know that if you put too much of Power Grip, then it's also going to separate your makeup. You can't put too much and you can't put too little. So I just go in with the Mehron Smoothing Primer Velvet Finish. I kind of just put that everywhere on my face. I used to do my makeup beforehand. Like, I would do my eyebrows first, and then I would do everything else. Like, I would do my primer, my eyebrows, my eye makeup, and then the rest of my face. But maybe like a week ago, I started doing the foundation way first, which is when you put your foundation on first. So I've done that, and I think it works way better and it looks way better. So there's no more like areas that don't have foundation or anything. It's just everywhere is cohesive. I find that it works really well, and initially I was against it because I don't have an eyebrow that I don't know if you could see, but I don't have like an eyebrow there, and this eyebrow is kind of difficult. So using that method, putting the foundation on first and then all the eyebrow stuff, really makes it stick for some reason. I think maybe I don't like the foundation first method because I used to have very thick bushy eyebrows naturally. I still do. I just cut them really thin because I can't deal with that. And it would just slip and slide everywhere, so I was getting pretty upset about it. So I just put on the primer. It's always good to let your primer sink in for like a minute or two. I'm gonna put on my headband because when I do the foundation first method, I don't like to get foundation on myself or in my hair. I think my biggest pet peeve is probably having foundation in my hair. I put it on wrong, I think. Yeah, I put it on wrong. So I use this little Hello Kitty headband that my boyfriend got me because it's cute and it keeps everything out of my face while I do my makeup. So I'm just gonna let that primer sink in for 2 or 3 minutes and then jump right into my foundation. So my foundation today is going to be the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC15. Initially this was too dark for me, but I guess it's my color now because whenever I wear it, it looks fine. Then again, it may not be on camera, it might not translate to what it looks like in real life, but that's okay because it looks fine in real life. My only pet peeve about this foundation is that it does not come with a pump, so I kind of just have to like, ooh, that's too much. You just waste so much product by like pouring it out onto a thing, but who cares, right? It's not like this foundation is like, what, like $45 or something? But so I just get this brush and do my foundation. I've been loving this brush for my foundation recently. Usually I would use a beauty sponge, or I would use, where is it? This e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I do use both of these. They're like little dense brushes, really chubby. They just have like very dense packed bristles, so they're great for putting on foundation. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put foundation all over my face real quick. Takes me about like a minute or two. Just really get that over there. Why did my Alexa go off? Okay. So I just make sure I have foundation all over my face. And I work my way up to my forehead instead of packing on a ton of product at my forehead. I find that that works better. Use the majority of the product on the lower half of your face because for me that works because I need more coverage in this area. I have eczema, so I have a lot of red spots. Is this lighting messing up? No, this lighting was fine. Hold on. Does that look better? Probably. I hate the way foundation feels on my mouth, but who cares? It doesn't really matter for that long anyway. I still sometimes do my foundation, like doing my eyebrows, doing my makeup, my eyebrows first, and then my eye makeup, but I only do that if I'm going to be doing a really heavy eye look because fallout on your foundation is a real thing. I think that's initially why I didn't like doing this, because when I first learned how to do my makeup, that used to happen to me. So I kind of just got turned off to it, but when I'm just getting ready to go to work or using like a natural foundation, like using like a natural look, I mean, it works fine for me. So I just go over everything with the brush. Really make sure I smooth it out. There are some areas that need a little bit more coverage because of my eczema and it patches there. Today is not so bad, but usually my makeup will crease really bad up above my eyebrow and over here by my mouth and on the side on my smile line, which it's okay. It just happens because I have eczema. I've always had eczema. I try to take care of my dry skin the most that I can because, you know, you have to take care of your skin. It's really important. So once I've used the brush to blend in my foundation, I just kind of put it back here because I'm going to use it later. And then I go in with a sponge just to soak up all the excess product. Sometimes this might pull away like little patches, but it's fine. I'm just going to put concealer under it. To me personally, I'm okay with it because it just looks better when you blend it out with a brush and then with a sponge. I feel like that works best for me. So I just kind of blend it all over. Again, there are little spots that are going to separate, and that's okay. No matter what I do, they will separate. I've tried like every primer, it still separates. It's just my skin. Sometimes you just have to learn to live with that kind of stuff. I don't know why I'm making it sound like it's the most like awful thing that's ever happened to me, because it's not. I also look ghastly because I have foundation on my lips. So after I put on my foundation, I go in with concealer. I'm trying to think about what concealer I want to use today. I think today I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Full Wear Concealer. I use the shade Porcelain. I use really light concealers because I just love that bright under eye look. So I know that sometimes it can wash me out, but hopefully this one isn't light enough. And also I'm just really pale. So a lot of the Porcelain shades are literally my color, which is really funny, but... So I just kind of go under my under eye here. I kind of do like this weird thing. Like that. Let me see if I can use this mirror because I have no glasses on and I need my glasses. Oh, that works. So I just kind of put my concealer under my eyes like this. Kind of doing, I don't want to say this is the triangle method, but kind of looks like it. It works better for me. So I just kind of search it out there. Then I make sure I add like that little bit at the end here. Any other places where I might need coverage, I put that on there just to brighten. So typically that includes like here. So I kind of just do that with my foundation and my concealer. I let it sit for a second because if you immediately blend it out, it's not going to look as good. Then I'm going to use, if I could find where this stuff is. I'm going to use this little powder puff that I got from Dollar Tree. Let me see. Just going to use this little powder puff to blend out this concealer under my eyes. I find that this little tool is really helpful for blending out concealer under the eye or little spots that you might miss while blending. It's a very precise blender. After this, I do go in with the beauty sponge and the brush again. I just feel like using those two always just creates a very flawless look. So I've kind of just stuck to doing that every time I do my makeup so far recently. But I don't know if I'm excited to go to work today. What is it? Today's Sunday, right? Alexa, what's today?
Today is Sunday, March 3rd.
Yeah, today's Sunday, so I kind of work later in the afternoon. Usually I work in the morning, and I prefer to work in the morning because then I'm done with my day. But this time I'm working until like 8 o'clock at night, so I'm kind of a little bit mad about it. But it's okay. I work with like cool people, so it's not like a big deal to me. I'm sorry, I have to like look into the mirror back here to blend out this forehead stuff. So after that, I go back with the same brush that I had my foundation on, and I just kind of buff it out a little bit. Just kind of gently over where I just blended. Not even like buffing, more so just patting it in. I know a lot of people like to swipe, but whenever I do that, it separates. So I don't like to do that as much. I only do that with my like blush. I don't like to do that with my concealer. I feel like with my foundation and my concealer, it separates. So just kind of get that all over the nose and blend this thing up here. So right now I look ghastly, but it's gonna come together, I promise. So I'm just gonna blend this out. Just using some Fix Plus. I just got some Fix Plus in my mouth. Just using some Fix Plus to really melt that together. Can you see that? Like, it separates a little bit here. I'm okay with that. That happens no matter what makeup I put on there. So I'm just going to go in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer right there and leave it there for like a minute and hope that it just blends out. Maybe if I blend it out like immediately. Actually, this time, hold on. If I blend it out like immediately, like just really gently. Okay, I guess that worked. So my only problem with the e.l.f. concealers is that they just dry really fast. I have both the matte and the hydrating one. I used to use the hydrating one way back in high school. I was the shade Light Peach. Now I wear Light Ivory. But in the e.l.f. Camo Matte, I wear Medium Natural, which is way darker. I don't know if you guys could see how like dark that is compared to the hydrating one. So this is the hydrating one, this is the matte one. But they are drastically different colors because, as we know, during seasons, time of the year, your skin color is not always going to be the same, and your skin tone might look a little different throughout the year, so you have to adjust with like appropriate products. So after putting on my concealer and my foundation, I think today I'm going to do it like I'm just going to set my face with a loose powder, and then I'm going to put on blush. Or maybe I should just do the blush first because I feel like the blush looks more pigmented that way. So let's pick a blush. I think today I'm going to use, who texted me? Today I'm going to use this, where is it? LA Colors Vibe In blush. This was literally $1 at the Dollar Tree, and like, shameless plug, but I love going to Dollar Tree. This is not sponsored, obviously, but like this blush is just really pigmented. Like, guys, look at that. Hold on. Just look at that. And then I dropped it. Okay, well, at least it didn't break. But I like to just put my blush on. There's kind of no method to the way I do my blush. I just kind of like put it where I think it goes. I've always been a big blush girl. When I was in middle school and high school, that was like, I used to be so overload with the blush. It wasn't even funny. Like, I used to use a crazy amount of blush. So I'm just gonna continue putting that on there. It looks bad now, but trust the process. Hold on. I just turned off this light that was next to me because I feel like it was really obnoxious, so I don't know how the lighting is. I don't know anything about lighting, so if it looks bad, then I'm sorry. Please give me tips. I'm learning. I go back to the brush that I was using before that I can't find because I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's in the jar. And I just kind of blend out that blush as well, but this time I kind of pat it a little bit. I'm probably going to go back in and add a different blush. I like cool tone blush a lot. But I do the brush. Then I'm just going to Fix Plus. Just let that dry for a minute or two. So after applying my blush and letting it dry with the Fix Plus, I'm going to go in with the Butter Blush in shade Rosy Pink. This thing is literally like 6 years old. A lot of my makeup is very old because I have sentimental attachments to a lot of them. So it's okay that it's a little old. I'm just kind of doing my makeup in the viewfinder right now, actually. It's just kind of like to diffuse it out because the previous color was a little... Like, this is a lighter version. I don't know. I feel like using a darker blush and then a lighter one, it's kind of like when you're doing eyeshadow. And it just has like that nice gradient. But now I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge. Just kind of like blend it out a little bit. And hope it doesn't look like shit right now. So now I'm going to go in with a bronzer. Typically I like to use the Essence Matte Bronzing Powder. This is for like very fair skin, and that's great because I'm super pale. If you can't tell, I'm literally white. I'm a ghost. So I'm just kind of going to apply this with this big fat brush. It's the AOA Studio F12. And I'm kind of just going to... apply bronzer. I'm not really good at putting bronzer on. I just kind of put it on wherever you need. And also, since this one is like meant to be for fair skin, it's very light, so you kind of have to really build it up. I'm okay if makeup gets in my headband. That's kind of what that's for. But just kind of bronze lightly. I think I'm just gonna follow it up with a little bit of butter bronzer. Holy Grail. I'm just gonna use a different brush though, so I'm just gonna take... I'm trying to decide like which brush I want to use. Like, I think I'll go with this one. I accidentally just hit the lamp I have next to me, so the lighting changes in this video are gonna be awful, I'm sorry. But I just followed up with some butter bronzer in the shade PF1101. That's what it is. I don't know if that's the universal or if this is a different version of butter bronzer. I think the packaging looks different from what it's supposed to look like, so I'm not sure, but I just go in with a little bit of this. It's really pigmented, so you do not need to add a lot. It also can be annoying because it can get patchy if you don't blend it properly, but, you know, you just have to be careful with it. I just kind of blend down on my forehead, and then for the rest of my bronzer, I blend it upwards. But since I wear glasses and I can't see my glasses right now, I kind of can't see what I'm doing. Hold on. So I'm going to start contouring my nose. This part I'm not going to talk. I cannot talk while doing this part. For my contour, I use this busted ass brush by Luxie. It's actually called the angled... It's the medium Luxie 207 angled shading. I don't know if you can see that, but this brush has been through a lot. So this is the Luxie angled shading brush. I just take the butter bronzer, and it's going to look very... Trust the process. My makeup is very trust the process. A lot of the times when I'm doing my makeup and I think it looks like shit and like I wipe it off and then I put it back on and then I do the exact same thing. I'm like, bro. So I just learned how to trust the process. Also, my drawers are super loud, so every time you hear this, it's my broken drawers sliding out of my drawers because I do this on my dresser. But I just take some of the butter bronzer and I take a little handheld mirror. It's hard for me to do this like facing straight forward. So I just kind of like go like this and I flip the brush upside down and I kind of just follow my nose bridge. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I could put the mirror here so I could do that. Can I do that like that? Okay, well, I don't have my glasses on so I can't see for shit, but I'll just hold the mirror here. Oh yeah, that works. Okay. So I just kind of like sculpt out here. I carve out my nose bridge. Hold on. I'm trying to like get like a good camera angle on my nose and zoom in more because this looks crazy. This looks crazy, but trust the process, I promise. So just kind of bring that up and then I flip it upside down up here and I just got a fuzzy on my nose. That's good. That's great. And I kind of just blend my contour into my brow bone here so that it kind of just like, I don't know, I just do it and it looks nice. So just kind of bring that into there. And I just keep blending down, bringing down the bronzer. I know you're supposed to use a cool tone for your contour because contour is shadows, but I don't care. So I'm just going to use this and I'm just going to blend it into my nose, like into the bridge of my nose, not the bridge, like this part, whatever that is. Is that the bridge of your nose? I have no idea like what part that is actually, honestly. They teach us like all this stuff in school, but they don't teach us like a lot of stuff. I feel like growing up, like when I grew up was the last, I know like everyone says this, but like me growing up and like the era I grew up, that was the last good era of like society. Because like kids nowadays, like I saw this post and it was like, oh, kids won't even call you a doo-doo head no more. They'll just call you a shithead to your face. And I'm like, why is that so true? My little cousins were not bad like this when they were growing up. Like, my little cousins when I was growing up in like 2012, 2014, like when I was younger, like I remember they were still like bad kids, but they weren't like the kids now that like take their mom's phones and like order like $700 worth of V-Bucks like on Fortnite kind of stuff. Like none of the kids in my family were ever like that. I think it's also because I'm Hispanic, so like my family would probably like kick the aforementioned child's ass. But I have a lot of crazy family stories. I want to share them, but I think that some people in my family might get mad if I share them online because they're just like, Hispanic people are really thing about embarrassment. Okay, so I just kind of blended it out, and as you can see, it looks very muddy, but what I do next is I take this brush is from Walgreens, this little like pack shader brush, and I take a translucent powder and I bake. Even though I have dry skin, I still bake my nose contour because I feel like it makes a huge difference, so I'm just gonna do that. And usually I use the Wet n Wild translucent powder, but that just exploded on me. So I'm just gonna put some in here. You usually need a lot for this, so. Okay, I can't breathe in when I do this because I don't want to get clown lungs, so I'm just gonna hold my breath doing this. I kind of just bring the nose contour like bake out to my under eye. So it sets my under eye and my nose contour. I still put translucent powder, just kind of swipe this loose powder over it. I still go in later with a different powder, but this just helps. I don't use a lot. Just use a little bit, the little tiny like remnants on your brush. So just kind of like, I sculpt that like right there. I kind of just use more translucent powder and the shape of the brush to kind of carve out that side. So, just like that. And you just want to get this all the way like up here. Like you want it in like a solid line like that. So do that, then I go under here. You cannot breathe when you do this part. I can't breathe when I do that part because I don't want to breathe in like the contour, so I just kind of like do that. I put on a lot of powder on my nose because my nose makeup tends to separate, and I also wear glasses, so it'll like it'll start creasing and like patching where my glasses are. I find that baking my nose with a lot of powder helps it stay. But I wish that didn't happen, because kind of the only way around that is just not wearing glasses anymore, which sucks. But I tried to get contacts one time and like I didn't like it, and I ended up going back to my glasses because I've worn glasses like literally my entire life. So it was kind of a shell shock to not have glasses. I was just kind of like, I like the way like glasses feel. So I just kind of brush like the remaining under my eye. And then I'm going to put away this translucent powder. This is the Wet and it just exploded everywhere. This is the Wet and Wild translucent powder. Thank God this is not my work shirt, because I've made the mistake of doing makeup in my work shirt and it did not ever end well. My contour looks crazy, but just trust the process. Just trust the process. Okay? So I'm going to use this new Morphe powder I got. It's the pink one. And I've never used a pink powder before. I have the Jeffree powder, but that one is glittery, and I'm kind of not the biggest fan of glittery powders. So I don't know why that's a thing. Like, it's pretty, but I feel like that one has too much glitter sometimes if you put it on. And it's not like, I feel like sometimes it just has too much glitter. So I'm just going to use one of these little powder puffs to put my powder on. And I'm going to go in with the Morphe setting powder, the mini bacon set setting powder in brightening pink, if you could see that. But I'm just going to open it and get that on the lid. Let me see. And then after I put on this bake, I need to have a potty break. So I'm just going to go with that under my eye. I kind of just bake in a shape like this. Okay, this... A lot of powder comes off on this. I hope this has no flashback. I mean, not that I care about the flashback because I never take like flash pictures like that. But do you guys remember when like James Charles had that like one picture of him with crazy flashback and like everyone was like, oh, he looks like the thing from a Spider Sunny Patch? Yeah, I remember that. So I'm just going to kind of go all over the rest of my face lightly with this. Just very lightly. I only pack it on under the under eyes to set my under eyes really well. The rest of my face will set with just like a little bit of loose powder. So let me move this. Zoom out. So I just kind of like, I just pat it all over. Really make sure I got every inch of my face, even my eyelids. And then I'm just going to take a powder brush and dust some powder over it. So I just kind of like buff in that powder, but I don't touch the powder here. So while that sits, I'm going to go to the bathroom and take a potty break. So I will be right back. Okay, now that I'm back after my like 30-minute long bathroom break, I'm just gonna brush off my under eye bake. I will keep my nose bake on, like whatever's left, but I'm gonna jump into doing my highlight, and then I'm going to do my eyebrows and my eye makeup to finish it off. So I'm gonna use this e.l.f. highlighter brush. It's literally so beautiful. It's pink, and that's my favorite color, obviously, if you can't tell. For today's highlight, I think I am going to go with my favorite highlight that is falling apart. I've had this since I was like literally 12 and it still works. It's like this. It's literally being held together by tape. It's dirty, and I've cleaned it before. I always clean it, but there's just like a certain amount of filth that won't come off, so it's also like this much empty. But the fact that I've had this for this many years and I've never, like, I'm not even done with it yet is like the craziest part to me, because I used to use this highlighter every day in high school. It's an amazing highlighter, honestly, but I'm just gonna brush that off. Make sure that... Okay, I guess I'm gonna just take off my nose contour too. My like nose bake. It's a little unblended on this side. Actually, no, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm just gonna put on more bake, actually. I just really like a crisp bake, but I'll put on the highlighter and then I'll put on the pressed powder. So I'm just gonna go in. I'm just going to just kind of put that on there. It's a really nice highlight. I don't know if you guys could see, but it's a very beautiful highlight. Another highlighter I love is the Revlon Skin Lights highlighter. I feel like that highlighter is so gorgeous. So I think I might top that off here with some. Or I think today I am feeling... Today I want to go with the Pure Nude Essence highlight on top of this little baked highlighter. This is in the shade Be My Highlight, so I'm just gonna go in. This is such a beautiful little baked highlight. I feel like, why did we stop liking baked highlights as like a society? They were so good. I feel like actually loose highlighter is probably taking that over a little bit, but whatever. I like my highlight to be blinding, so I don't put on my under eyebrow highlight until after I'm done with my eyebrows and my eye makeup, so that will come later. I'm just gonna go reapply the bake and I'll be right back. I'm actually going to add some bake over here. I know everyone probably cringes at the way I do my makeup, but I mean, it comes out fine for me all the time, so. Sometimes it might look a little busted, but honestly, nobody's makeup is perfect every day, so. More powder. This is my only pet peeve about loose powders. Like, you have to shake a lot out before. This would probably be easier with a brush, actually. I need to sneeze. Ugh. Ugh. Bless me. Oh yeah, that was way easier with a brush. I literally look like I was a kid playing in someone's mom's like sugar jar or whatever. And then, okay. So while the rest of my face is baking, my lips feel super dry, so I hate when I have to wipe them off with a makeup wipe, and I don't have a makeup wipe next to me, so I'm just gonna have to wait until I get up to do something. Today, okay. Where did I put it? Bruh? Oh. So I'm going to be using the Morphe pomade today. First impressions, I'm using the shade Java. So usually I use Dip Brow, but today for the sake of me trying new things, I'm going to be trying the Morphe Brow Pomade. If it stays on at work, then I'll wear it, because if anything stays on while I work, I'm wearing it. I sweat a lot at work. I work in, you know, a really hot place, and I can't find my angled brush that I literally just had in my hand 2 seconds ago. Bruh. Hold on. So usually I use the Anastasia 14, but I can only find the 7B right now, which is pretty much the same thing. So I just use a pomade and a brush to do my eyebrows, because that's how I learned to do them originally, like, what, like 7 years ago? So, yeah. I feel like nobody actually does their brows on camera anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, why do so many people say, oh, I'm just gonna do my brows off camera because they take too long? Bro, just record yourself and speed it up. It's not that hard. So I apply the pomade onto here, and this is gonna be kind of hard to film because I do my eyebrows in a really weird way. So just trust the process again. So I'm just gonna go up here to the middle. Just gonna lightly do that. I'm just gonna be quiet because I have to be quiet when I do this. It's hard for me to record this a little bit. I think zooming out all the way would help, actually. Does that help? Probably. So I just draw a line under, right? Draw a line under. And then I dip back into the pomade and I do the other side, and I just do the bottom line on the other side. So I dip it in, pinch, and then do the other side. Which this side is going to be harder because I have no eyebrows on this side, so. I'm trying to find like a good way to show you guys how I'm doing this. So I kind of just, I have to put my glasses back on. I have to kind of go right here, but at an angle, so I kind of have to tilt my head, go like that, kind of just underline. This eyebrow is gonna look a little worse because, again, I don't have hair on this eyebrow, so it's a little harder for me. I used to always start doing this eyebrow, but now for some reason I always start on this one for some reason. For some really weird reason. So, as long as it's like pretty similar, I could just conceal it and fix it, which is fine. I'm okay with that. So after that, I'm just going to go on the top, and I'm gonna just brush the hairs down really quickly. And then just start from like here. This pomade is really creamy. I like it. It's pigmented. And just brush it up. And you should have like a very primitive eyebrow shape. Finish the top, then go to the other one, and then we're gonna fill it in and then conceal. Okay, after doing that, I'm gonna conceal them. They look awful right now, and over here, you'll notice I have a lot of separation. This is normal for me. It's always been like that, literally always. Even when I've gotten my makeup professionally done, it's always been like that, and they can't get around it. So unless they magically invent a way to stop doing that, it's gonna be like that. I used to use paint pot to try to like mitigate it, and it would work, but it would sweat off really bad. So I can't do that anymore. I'm just gonna conceal it, so give me 1 second. So I'm just gonna use the concealer that I used earlier, the Infallible 24-hour, and I'm just gonna carve out my brows on the bottom, and then on the top I'm just gonna go back in with the Studio Fix fluid to carve it out. So I'm just gonna put some concealer on my hand here, very white concealer. And I'm just going to use this little brush. And I'm just gonna conceal it. For this closest area, I like to use this little fish brush that I got from Dollar Tree. You can find these on like Temu and like stuff, but I got this one like 3-4 years ago. This is an old brush, probably one of the first makeup brushes I started using, and I still use it like almost every time I do my makeup. It just lets you get really close to the area you concealed and blending out those little wet parts without getting into the eyebrow. So that's what it looks like after concealing. Now I'm gonna go conceal the... That's what it looks like after concealing, and I'm just going to go right in and conceal my other eyebrow. This one should be a little bit easier. Just go like that, really. Usually to set my eyebrows, I put a little bit of powder on them. So I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D translucent pressed powder. I think it's called the Locket setting powder. I don't know, I'm about to get it out. Locket blotting powder. I love this powder, as you can see. I literally hit pan on it. I've had this for a while and I love it. So I just kind of take a little brush and I just kind of, I really pack it onto the brush like literally like this, and then just go like that so that I don't have to spend time digging in there. And for some reason, baking my eyebrows, it makes them lighter and it also makes them stay really well, which is great. It literally has like 2 purposes, which is amazing. So I just kind of go into there. And make sure that it doesn't look like super white, so I try to brush away the parts that look really white already. Be very careful. When I put brow gel and everything, they won't, all like these sparse areas that the powder highlights will not look as sparse. So, you know, look how much of a difference that made. Okay, now that my eyebrows are done, it's time to jump into the eye makeup. Today I'm going to be using this new palette that I got recently. It's the Lorac Pro 4, I believe. So I'm really excited to be using that today. So this is the Lorac Pro 4 palette. And I'm just going to do like a nice cool toned look and a wing with some lashes. Let's hope that the odds are in my favor because I'm not good at eyeshadow. So let's see how this goes. Let me zoom out more. So the palette. So first I'm just going to use the shade Chantilly. Just going to use this shade right here, Chantilly. And I'm just kind of going to put that all over my lid. On both lids. I am not a makeup professional. I just know how to do my own makeup, and this is how I've been doing it, and I like it. So if it looks weird to you, then I don't know what to say to you. So next I'm going to go into the shade Pecan, which is like this little, where is it? It's this one right here, Pecan. So I'm just going to pack that out here. Because of my eye shape, it's easier for me to not open my eyes like this when I'm doing my eyeshadow. Because if I do that, it will literally look awful. So I packed that on that eye. I'm just going to pack it on this eye as well. I feel like we need to start actually posting eyeshadow tutorials that actually work. I've never found an eyeshadow tutorial that worked for me. Literally, I taught myself how to do my own eyeshadow, so that's why it's not the best. But every single makeup video I've ever watched with like people teaching me how to do my eyeshadow, it never worked. So I'm just gonna blend that out real quick with this like brush. And I'm going to use the shade next to Pecan, which is called Brulee. There's a lot of fallout in this palette, but that's okay because they're really pigmented. So I'm just gonna go around the edges where I put Pecan, and I'm just kind of gonna softly blend it out. Kind of blend out all the way to the brow bone. Use like circular motions to just really blend it. Then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye. Alright, so now that these eyes are looking pretty similar, they're not going to be twins. I'm just going to go in with a darker shade, and I think that I'm going to use the shade Amaretto. Just going to pack it onto a brush again. Just going to, oh, that's a very beautiful color. Okay, pack that in there. Just a little bit. And I guess this turned into a warm tone eyeshadow look, which is okay. So I just kind of put that in there onto the inner corner, a little tiny bit here. I don't know like words for this. So now I'm just going to blend it out. I have this little Morphe brush. The name came off, so I have no idea what the brush this is. And I'm just going to start diffusing it really gently. Just circular motions and backstrokes. Okay, so now that that's looking pretty cohesive, I'm just gonna go under my eye and put some eyeshadow. I'm going to use the shade Pecan once again. So just gonna go over here under my waterline and just kind of drag that shadow out. I actually don't know if this does a difference, but a lot of people have been saying that if you don't put eyeshadow under your eye, it does make a difference. So I've just been doing that lately. I kind of somewhat notice a difference, but I don't think it's like groundbreaking. So just gonna go back and blend that in a little bit more with a fluffier brush. Really just blend that out. All right. So I think I want to do like a white or a very light shimmery shade in there. This palette has a color called Soft Pearl, so let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's really pretty. Ooh, I'm just using my finger to put this on. That's really pretty, oh my god. And I'm just going to kind of blend it over back here. So I'm just going to do that on the other as well. Right, again, I'm just gonna go back in and blend and make sure that it's not patchy anywhere. Back in. I usually just blend above where I put that shadow because that's kind of where the color starts to like be weird, but I think it looks really good right now. Okay, so now it's time for the now it's time for the most nerve-wracking part, which is eyeliner, which is extremely hard for me to do while recording myself, so let me see how I'm gonna get around that. Okay, so my camera died, so I had to go and let it charge for a little bit. I didn't do the rest of my makeup though, I waited. So really quick, I'm just gonna do my eyeliner and lashes because I need to leave soon. So I'm kind of rushing a little bit. So, just gonna go ahead and put this in my waterline. And I just kind of blink really hard to get it all like diffused. On top, I'm going to be using the Ioni Lash Glue and Liner. This is super easy because all I need to do is literally just throw on my lashes. So let me get my lashes out for today. Today I'm going to be using Ioni Whittier Boulevard. I love the Ioni brand, like the lashes. I really like their lipstick as well, and they're really affordable. So these lashes were $1. Usually lashes are not that cheap. So a girl's pretty thankful for that. All right, so these are what they look like. And I'm just going to curl them while I do my eyeliner. So taking them out of the package is sometimes a little hard, but I have to be really careful with this one because I broke the same pair. This style, but a different pair, I broke it and I never got to try it because I broke it, so I'm a little excited. So I am just going to plop that into my lash curler, and I'm just going to hold it with my other hand while I do my eyeliner. So let me see how close I can get. Yeah. So. So it's a pretty solid lash. That's a pretty solid liner. Could be better, but actually, I think I'm gonna try to fix it. If this messes it up, I'm gonna be really upset. Hold on. All right. So I put my liner on. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes and do some mascara. So this lash should be curled enough by now. Just gonna go ahead with the black Ioni lash glue because black lash glue is actually superior. Clear lash glue is like when you're a noob. Clear lash glue is like when you don't want to use the black lash glue or you just don't wear liner. But using black lash glue with liner is literally like a game changer, guys. Trust. I have very shaky hands, so putting glue on eyelashes is kind of hard for me. But I'm just going to let that dry while I do my mascara on this eye and do my other liner. So, I'm just going to curl my lashes really quickly. I don't really bother curling them much because they're little anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the Essence Lash Princess. This is the pink one. This is the Curl and Volume one. I like this one. The original doesn't really do much for me, so, you know. Alright. So mascara is done. Let me just do the bottom mascara. I usually like to use the telescopic for the bottom mascara, but I kind of ran out of time a little bit because my camera died and I had to go help my dad with some things, so I would have been done earlier, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Most normal people would just call it a day after doing their top lashes, but like, I mean people who just don't wear any eyeliner, just top lash. Just eyeshadow and a top lash and like, that's it, top mascara. I salute you because I need lashes. My natural eyelashes are literally so short and I got some mascara underneath my eye, so it's kind of gross, but I mean that works. I'd rather, and it just smudged it out more. Okay, I have to get a Q-tip. Okay, so I got a Q-tip. I'm just gonna go back under it with some telescopic because that helps. Alright. Bottom lashes are done. I don't know where the lash I just put down went. Bruh. Bro. Okay, well. The liner on this side is going to be a little wonky. It always is. There's this side of my face. They're pretty decent. I just don't know where that lash went. I'm kind of like worried. Because where did it go? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna open another pack of lashes. Kind of mad because I really wanted to wear that lash, but whatever. Gonna use Griffith instead. I've used this before. I like it. It's a nice natural lash. So I'm just gonna curl them and throw some glue on them. Just be really careful to get these off. Okay. Trying to get this into the eyelash curler is so hard. Okay. Well, that's curling. I'm going to go ahead and put my highlight on. I use this LA Colors like little shimmer thing. It's literally $1 and it's so bright. Look at that. So beautiful. Just gonna go ahead underneath my brow bone with it too. And I blend it out with a different brush so it looks very like blinding right now, but it'll look more natural once I blend it out. Okay. Just gonna use a random brush to like blend it out. I only blend it out just a little bit. Just going in with the black Ioni lash glue. So while that dries, I'm going to go get dressed, and I need to do my hair before I go to work, and I need to be there at 2, and it's 1. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 1:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's 1:30, and I need to be there at 2, and it's a 15-minute drive, so I still have to put my clothes on and get ready and everything. It's okay. I've been trying to be more on time to things. It's just hard for me sometimes because my parents never taught me like time management skills. In turn, I have like no time management skills, so. I don't usually wear lip stuff at work. I just kind of wear like lip balm. I use this like elf thingy, but I don't really like to wear lip balm at work. The carbonation in my Sprite can is probably making like a ton of noise. I don't usually drink soda, but when I do, I have to drink like Sprite or Coke. It's either Sprite or Coke. I used to like Dr. Pepper a lot, but I don't drink Dr. Pepper as much anymore, so. The lash glue all over my fingers. Literally all over my fingers. Okay, well, meanwhile, while that's drying, I'm just checking up on my makeup, seeing if there's any parts I need to go back and blend. I'm just gonna go back in with the Fix Plus and then put powder over it. Or I should probably put the powder first and then the Fix Plus. I really like the NYX powder. I've had it before, but unfortunately for me, it always breaks, which makes me really sad because I like the powder a lot. I'm just gonna grab the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. This is in the shade Fair. I'm just gonna kinda set the rest of my face with it a little bit. Little powder particles going everywhere. Gonna put some more blush on because it's been a little bit since I put blush on and it's faded by now. Gonna use the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bronzer Blush Duo. I'm just gonna use, I think this is Lilac Love. I'm just kinda gonna Put some on there. I use this little Revlon tweezer to put my lashes on, because it's just easier. So I'm just gonna put these on. Pray for me. Okay, it's still not dry. So I'm gonna go put on my clothes and I'll be right back. I usually just do my hair in like a bun for work. Let me see if my lashes are dry by now. I think they should be. I don't always use the tweezers, sometimes I don't, but like right now, I'm not gonna use them. Poking my inner corner. Part of it came off at the end, that's great. Okay, I'm just kind of gonna pinch it together. Okay, so I have one lash on, that is how it looks. I am going to put the other lash on and hope that it looks good when I put it on. So. I need to put more lash glue on this. I kind of just got that in my eye, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I have both my lashes on, so I'll be right back and we'll talk about the look. So this is my makeup look for today. It's pretty much done. All I just need to do is just set it with some setting spray. So I'm just gonna go ahead with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Okay, so this is my look. I think that it came out really well. I really like how it looks. I really like the eye makeup. I really like the complexion. The MAC foundation always looks really good on my skin. So let's just take a look. And this is my look. But yeah, that was my makeup look. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to be uploading more soon. Have a great day.